Hello and a very good evening to everyone. My name is Ayusha Tiwari and I'm the Media Graphics Chief at RAIT-ACM. Welcome you all to the fifth day of CodeJam 2022. I hope yesterday's session was pretty clear and you all enjoyed it. Today we will be finishing the app making process. Today's session will be taken by our guest speaker, Mr. Mukesh Fulwani. I would request everyone to keep this session interactive and fun. Over to you, sir.
So we'll start from where we left. I'll share my screen quickly. Let me know once my screen is visible. Is it coming?
Yes, sir.
So what I have done is whatever we wrote the code yesterday, I have actually put it in my GitHub, and so that you guys can have a look on it. Okay, so whatever code we will write today, again I'll update this repo and you can have this. Okay, so I'm sharing this link in the chat. Okay, so yesterday we installed the React navigation, so we haven't used it as of now, so let's start using it. So far we have only one screen, or I should say one component, which displays simple card. We will add one more screen now. So I am onto the documentation and we already installed it yesterday. Okay, so now we will start using it. So first of all, we have to import a navigation container. We have to wrap all the components with this navigation container. So let's do that first. So I'll copy this from the documentation and I will import it here. And I can get rid of this view, and in place of view I can add navigation container. Okay, inside this navigation container now I can start putting all the components. So we will be using stack navigator. So I'll click on API reference and navigators and stack. Okay, so we can use a stack navigator to navigate between the screens. So we will have this home screen and we will add a button here to navigate to another screen. So basically this screen, home screen, will be in the bottom, and when we navigate, so on the top of home screen we will have one more screen. So it basically becomes a stack. That's why we call it as a stack navigator. So first of all, we have to do one more thing. We installed it yesterday already. We have to import this in our root file, either in index.js, in app.js. So let's do that. Control C and Control V. Okay. So in order to use stack navigator, again we have to initialize it, and then we have to create a component, and we can put all the screens inside it. Okay, so let's follow that. Again, this is a boiler code. We have to do that. So we will import something from @React navigation stack and create stack navigator, and we will initialize it like this. Okay, now we can use it as a component, stack dot navigator, like so. Yeah, and it will have one screen. So for that we can write stack dot screen. We can self close it, and we can give this screen name. So this will be our home screen. So I'm giving it a name, home. And what component this will show? So for that, this will show our home screen component. Okay, so we will have one more screen. So let's create that. So inside screen folder, I will create a new file. Let's give it a name of, let's say, create contact.js. I'll type rnfe and I'll get the boiler code. Okay, so yeah, let's save this and let's create one more screen. I'll duplicate this line, I'll shift down key, and I can give it a name, let's say maybe add, and this screen will show it will show create contact. Yeah, this component. So VS Code will automatically import it for me. Okay, so it imported and we are using it. So we have two screens now in our application. Okay, let's save this and let's see what we get here. Let me reload this application. I'm expecting a header to come up. Okay, so we got the header. So whenever we wire up the navigation, we get the header by default. Okay, and this is nice. Okay, so this is our first screen. So whatever the name we will give, that automatically gets assigned to a header as well. So header has a home as a name. We can change it, obviously. I'll show you how we can customize this header. Okay, so let's learn first of all customizing the header, and then we will learn about navigating it from between the screens. Okay, yeah, so let's customize it first. So let me write all the props in a new line. So in order to customize it, we can give it a prop option, and this option will takes object as an argument. So I'll now create an object. Now let's say we want to customize the title. Okay, this right now this home is the default title. So whatever the name of the screen is, that is coming as a title. Okay, so let's say if you want to customize it, I can write, let's say here title. I can write title, and let's say whatever the title we want to have, let's say I can write my contact, TACONTACTS, contacts. Yeah, okay, let's save this, and now the title is my contacts. So apart from that, so I'll cover only the important options that are frequently used. Rest you can find it on the documentation. Let's say I want to change maybe the color of this, or we can leave it. Let's change the background color. It is white now. So let's do, in order to change it, we here we can give header style, and again this is an object. I can press Control C or Control Space to get the sessions, but I'm not getting it. Okay, leave it. I will change background color, so I can here write background color, and that will be okay. So first of all, let me show you where you can find all these options. Okay, so yeah, here also you can see we have this option. Okay, an option we can give title and all these different things. And there must be a link where we can get all the options that we can pass. I think okay, leave it. We will see that later. Background color will be a kind of, let's pick any bright color. Let me write a hex code for that. So maybe E91E63. It's a kind of a pink color. Yeah, let's save this. So our header color has changed now. Okay, now this black text doesn't suit with this bright color, so let's change the text to white. For that we can write here tint color or header tint color. Yes, header tint. color. And extra code for white color is FFF. And I have made a typo, HEADER. Let's save this. Beautiful. So far, so good. But let's say sometime we may not need header. So a header is coming by default when we wire up the navigation, but sometime we may not need it. Okay. So for that, we can here give one more thing. Let's say you created a login screen and you don't need a header in login screen, right? For some reason. So for that, you can here give it a prop array header, HEADER header shown, and that should be a boolean value false. Okay, so if we do this, our header will go away. All right, I'll comment this out. We need the header as of now. So yeah, so header is looking decent. Okay, you can actually find on the documentation what all props you can give it to it. You will see I'm not able to find where is the link for that. Dishant, if you are there, you can help me to find the link where it is in the documentation. Okay, we'll discuss that later. So now we have one screen ready, that is home screen. Okay, now I want to navigate to my create context screen. How can I do that? So we have to create a button or something. By clicking on it, we can navigate it. So let me go to, first of all, home screen. Okay, so maybe in home screen, maybe after the flat list, we can create a button. Let's say button PU button, and I can first we have to import the button from React Native paper. Yes, we have to import button from React Native paper. We can import it from React Native as well, but we are using React Native paper as our UI library, so this button will look more good. So what we can give a prop to this? We can give it mode that will be actually let's go to the documentation and search for button. That's the best way to see how what all props you can give. So this is the contained button, this is the outline button, and this is the text button. So contained button has a background color. Contained, yeah, we can give this mode and contained, and on press we will navigate. Let's save this first. Let me see if the button is visible. Okay, it is visible. So how can we navigate? Okay, so whenever we wire up the navigation, so in all the screens or in all the components, we have access to. So all the components which are inside this. So we have two components inside this stack navigator. We have this component and we have this create contact. So we have two home screen and create contact component inside our stack navigator. So whenever we wire up the navigator, we get access to the navigation prop. So we have access to navigation prop in create contact also and in home screen also, because they both are coming in a stack navigator. So I can give it here props, and from props I can access navigation. But instead of doing this way, we can directly restructure it from props. I can write navigation here. Now from this navigation prop that we have access to, I can use a method that is available, navigate, NAVI, navigate, and to this which screen we want to navigate. So we have given this create contact what name. We have given it a name add. So I'll copy this add and I'll pass it here. So whatever name we have given, by using that name we can navigate. Okay, so let's save this and let's see if we can navigate. Boom, there you go. I can now see my ad screen. So basically this is a kind of a stack. So we have home screen, and when I click on it, on the top of home screen we have this create contact screen. So it is basically making a stack. So when I press on this button, this screen will pop out. So basically, if I click it, the screen is getting pushed. If I go back, this screen is getting popped up. So that's why we call it as stack navigator. Okay. Yeah, but this was okay. We can style this button also to make it look better, but I don't want this way. I don't want my button here. I want my button somewhere on the header. I want an icon on my, let's say on the header, maybe a plus icon. When I click on it, I should be able to navigate in my create context screen. How can I do that? Okay, that's little difficult. Okay, we will see how we can do that. So we have access to this navigation in prop inside our home screen component and create contact component, but header is not coming, our header is not coming inside home screen or create contact. Header is provided by the React navigation library, right? So here to add icon, let's say to add icon, maybe in the right side we can give here one more option. I think header right is the property for that, and this is basically a function. Okay, and I want to use icons. Okay, so if you are using Expo, we can actually Google Expo icon. So they uses a vector icon library behind the scenes. So this Expo icon is built on top of vector icons. So in order to use the icon, we can import it from @expo/vector icons. Okay, so they are saying that it is built on top of React Native vector icon. Vector icon is a core library. So to see what all icons we have, we can click on the link that is provided in the documentation and we can search it. Let's say I want something called as add. Let's say if we have the add, or maybe plus. Yeah, plus. So we have different modules. For example, this plus is coming from art design, and we have different modules. So let's say we have this plus coming from a feather module that this is also looks good. So let's use this, which is coming from feather icon. Okay. So if I click on it, so here we can see the code. We can import it first and we can use it like this. Let's import this. Control C, and so header icon is a prop which takes function as the argument, and that function returns an icon. Okay, that will return icon, or it can return any component. We are returning an icon. Okay, because we want icon on the header, and mostly you will add only icons on the header. Okay, what else you can add to it, right? Icons, or maybe a simple text you can add to it. Let's add icon. First of all, we will import it, right? Done, import is done, and we can copy this now, and boom, there we go. So let's change the color. Maybe white will look good. And okay, let's save this and let's see if the is coming. Okay, it is coming here on the right side. Let's increase the size maybe to, let's say, 30 units. Okay, it's visible better. Okay, now what I want is when I click on this icon, I should be able to navigate to my create context screen. But how can I do that? Now I do not have access to the navigation prop. How can I access it now? Okay, so we have access to that navigation prop inside our home screen and create context screen. My system actually is lagging. Wait for a second. Is my screen coming visible?
Yes, sir.
My system has hanged for some reason. Sorry for that. I'm back. I just restarted my system. Hmm. Is my screen coming?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
So it will take a little bit time to open the emulator. Okay. So we want to access the navigation prop in this file. Okay. So we have access to the navigation prop in home component or home screen or in create component, but we do not have direct access here. Okay, I want here to add, let's say, on press, and on press I should be able to navigate. Yeah, on press. I'll write some code here. Let me write all the things on new line. So in order to do that, let's say we want to navigate from a screen to another screen, but we do not have access to navigation in some places. Okay, so in that case, what we can do is we can use a hook. We have hook also available, and if I can search it, use navigation. Yes, we can use this hook. So in order to use this hook, we should be inside navigation container. Okay, so we initialize the hook. We cannot initialize the hook here in the app component because this app component is not coming inside the navigation container. So we have to, structure our application in a little different way. So what we can do is, I'll create one more component, const navigation. Okay. Let me start them later first. So this will return our, maybe let's say, yeah, control X, and it will return stack navigator. And here I can add navigation component that we created above. Now this navigation component that we have created is coming inside navigation container. Now I can initialize my use navigation hook. Okay, so we have to structure it in this way. So I'll import use navigation hook, and I can initialize it. So now here I can write navigation dot navigate, and we want to navigate to add screen, that is this create contact screen. Let's save this, and I have to start my development server. Anyone has any questions so far? Am I going too fast? Are you able to catch up with me? So yeah, here you can see what all different props we can give to a header. So we just learned about this title, header style, tint color, font weight. You can also give this. We have more. PI reference. Okay, here it is. Here you can see all the list of props that we can give to a header. I can copy this and put it in a chat maybe. So here it is, our app. Let's click on this plus icon and boom, there we go. We can navigate to this create contact screen. So let's change again the title. For that again, we can give this options. Let's write all the things on new line. And we can give we can change only the color, let's say, and color will be this one. We can also change the title. Save this and boom, there we go. And I can get rid of this ugly button from here, from my home screen. Okay. So our application has started taking shape. Now what I want on create contact is, first of all, I want some text input fields where maybe we can type a name of the user or phone number and maybe a profile picture. Okay, let's do that work. So for that, first of all, we can go to paper and search for text input. Okay, so we have different kind of text input available. So we have to import it. We have to create one state variable, and we have to use it in a this way. So on change text, we will get access to the text and we will update the state simultaneously. So let's do that. Copy, Control C and Control V, and I need to create one state variable. Use state. I have to import use state from React. It will be empty initially. This state will be holding the name. Let's say first name, and in order to update it, we have to create a function to update this. Let's just set first name. Okay, we will create one more state. Let's say for last name. And one more to hold the phone number. Okay, and now we can start using our text input. So we can give it first label. So label will be label first name. We can write first name. So whatever the value of label we will give, it will come here. We have different modes also, right? So we have mode outline. We can use this outline mode. Mode will be outline and on change text. We will have access to text, and whatever text we type it, we have access to that, and we have to update our state simultaneously. So I'll use set first name, and whatever text we are typing, I'll update to that value. And we have to here give one more prop, that is value, and value will be equal to this state. Let's save this, and it should come here now. Yeah, it's coming. We will change the color. Okay, first let's create a couple of more text input. I'll duplicate it, Alt Shift down key, and we will give it a name of last name. Outline value we will change it to last name, and here set last name. And we need one more, Alt Shift down key, and for phone number. And here set phone. Okay, let's save this. Okay, are we able to type? But phone number keypad I have to change. When I am on phone, I should be able to see the keypad here from where I can type numbers. So I think here we can add type or keyboard type here, and that will be, we have different types of keyboard available. So let's say we can use number pad. Okay, let's save this. Okay, now if I click on phone, see I'm getting only numbers here. Okay, to type numbers, I'll create a button, then and button mode, again I have to give mode, and mode will be contained, and I will give it a name. Let's say save contact, and on press we can for now just log all these three state values. Okay, console.log first name, last name, and phone. Let's save this, and let me open my DevTools. Okay, let's click on save contact. Yeah, here you can see all the three values are getting logged. Okay. First of all, I want to change the color. Okay, the default color of all the components is kind of purple. So I would like to change the entire theme color. Okay, so that individually we do not have to change the color of these components. We will change the theme color directly. Okay. Anyone has any question? We can actually search theme on the paper documentation, and we can see how to change the theme color. So first of all, we have to create a theme object, and we have to basically spread all the default properties which are available in the theme. And then we have something called as colors. We can again spread all the default color. Basically we are trying to create a copy of the default theme that is available in React Native paper, and then we can add our custom color to it. Let's say primary color, right now primary color is violet or purple. It's purple. So we can change the primary color. So basically we are creating a copy of theme object that is available, the default theme object, and we are overriding the primary color. Okay, so let's copy this object. Control C, and first of all we have to import this also. Control C, and we will that we have to do it in an app, okay? And the root component, Control V, and I'll copy this and paste it here. Accent color, we do not want to change it. Primary color, we will keep that as, let's go to our home screen, or not in home screen, the an app screen, and the color that we gave here to our header. Yeah, Control V. And now we want to provide this theme to our entire application, okay? So yeah, to our entire application. So for that, we have to use this paper provider and wrap our entire app component with this paper provider. So let's import this, Control C, copy this, and we can use it like this. So we are basically wrapping all the components that are available. That is, navigation container is the root component, and we are wrapping it with paper provider to provide this theme to our entire application. Okay. Once that is done, let's see if we click on plus. You can see the color is changed now. Okay, now our application is looking beautiful. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having little doubt.
Yeah.
So, can you just typing any number over there in the numbers section? In the
Yeah, I
yeah, in the app I'm talking.
yeah.
And if I click on save contact button, then first the keyboard will be dismissed, and then I have to click on it again to
Come
save
again.
that. Just first of all, click on the save contact and just check that the content is there, console.log is there happening in the backend.
So I should open my, first of all, this tab tools,
Yeah.
and yeah, I can write all the fields. Right now validation we have not added. Okay, so if even these fields are empty, we will be able to click on save contact. Let's click on it. Yeah, it's logging, right? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I just want that whenever we click on the save contact, the keyboard should be dismissed and the values should be added to the state. So how will I will be able to achieve that?
Mm,
I want both the functionalities to be run simultaneously, because I am doing this in my one of my application, and there I am facing these issues. Then that when I click save contact for the first, these keyboards get dismissed, and then I have to click on the save contact again. Then it gets added to the state variables.
so you want that if we click on save contact, keyboard should go away.
Yeah, and the same time the all the content should be added to the state variables too.
So that I have to check. Uh, Give me time, or we can cover this in tomorrow's session maybe. Let me actually Google this mess.
So we can dismiss the keyboard with keyboard.dismiss method in React Native.
Hmm. So we have to give it some prop.
Yeah, so no prop. Basically, we'll have to import keyboard from the React Native
React
and
Native,
then
and then we can use this keyboard dismiss like this.
keyboard.dismiss. The
So you
on
tried? Is it not working?
I have tried this. It's working. There is no issue in this. But the
Mm-hmm.
stuff is that when I click on the add button,
Mm-hmm.
the keyboard gets dismissed first, and the values are not able to store in the state variables. I have to click it again to store it in the state variable.
And that should not happen.
Yeah, so basically I was facing some issues that there.
So if I do it, this will not happen. I think so. You can tomorrow you can share your screen and tell the problem, right? Will this work?
Okay, sir.
Or I can quickly see keyboard. We have to import it, and let's say here when I click on this save button, I want to dismiss it. So I am here. If I click on it, save, it's going, right? This is the functionality you are talking about.
Yeah, and
If I am
on the
saving, see, this is keyboard is going, but still we have the state value persisted.
but I just wanted that I am having, let's say I am having a function which I am getting calling on press, and on the top of that function I have written that okay, first do keyboard dot dismiss and then add these values to our state variable or another variable. Uh,
So see, a state variable, when you are typing it, change the state variable simultaneously. You are doing this way?
Yes, I'm doing this way only. I'm changing the state variable simultaneously, and when I basically consider I'm creating a to-do app, and
Mhm.
if there is one text input and there is a plus icon over the beside the text input, and whenever the user writes a text in the text input, and when the keyboard gets popped up, and when the user will going to click on the plus icon button, the expected behavior was that when user will going to click the plus icon button, the keyboard should dismiss first, and then that value should be stored in an array, the
Mm.
state array. But the issue is there that when I click on the plus icon, that only at the first time the keyboard get dismissed, and I have to click on it another time to store that value in an array, state array basically.
So we can cover that tomorrow. You can share your screen. You can be ready with that, and we will solve this tomorrow. Okay, will that work?
Oh, okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Okay. Mm. So now I want to add little styling, or I want to add little spacing between these inputs. Okay, so how can I achieve that? First of all, I'll create on the bottom else object. I have to import style sheet dot create, and uh, we will give it name, let's say container in a short way, con. So the default direction is column. Okay, we want to add spacing in column wise, so we can use justify content. So justify content will align the items in a direction which we have set. We haven't set it, so default direction is column, so it will align the content column wise. So let's say if we add space around, it will not work. Okay, if I save it, we don't see any difference, because this container doesn't have the full screen height. Okay, so I can actually, oh, I have also not used this styles. Okay, my bad. First of all, I have to use it. Okay, style equal to styles dot un. Okay, let's save this. Still it's not working. Let's try to add a background color to see what is the height that this is taking. KCK. Let's say red. Oh, background N. Okay, it's not a. So you see, that's the advantage of using style sheet. We made a typo and we got the error. So see, our parent component. This is the view. It has only this much height. So whatever content it has, it takes only that much height. But I want it to take the full available height with whatever the screen has. Okay, I want this empty space also, that so that we can add spacing between those. So this parent doesn't has enough height. That's why this space around is not working. So how can we achieve that? So we can achieve that in a two-way. Let's say if we want parent to take full available height of a screen, so we can give it a flex of 1. That's the recommended way. So if I give it a flex of 1, so flex 1 will take this. So basically by giving it a flex of 1, this view will take the all the available space. Okay, so now we can see we have enough spacing. These we have space around between these components. But sometime we may not need it. For now, let's say now if you see, if I remove first of all the background color, it's make actually too bright. I'll comment it out. First of all, we have enough spacing. Okay, we do not want that. Let's say we want this parent to have, let's say, a half of screen. Okay, or maybe let's say little bit more than the half, let's say 60% or 70%. So for that, instead of using flex, we can use height as well. Height, HEIGST, height, and height will be in percentages. Okay, so I can write 100 and then percent symbol in quotes. So this is equivalent to flex 1. Okay, if I save it, still nothing will change. But let's say if I give, let's say 60%, let's save this. Now this parent is taking 60%. Now it looks a little better. Okay, we will not have too much of the spacing. We can give little margin, and let's say we want to give margin from left and from the right, only from the left and the right, not from the top and bottom. For that we can use margin horizontal, marg and margin horizontal, and let's say not in quotes and units. See, it's working. So our application has started taking shape. Still we have lots of things to cover. We have not added a functionality to upload image. We can cover it today only, and we have to save this also somewhere. Okay, these details. So two things are pending as of now. First of all, we have to add ability to upload images, and then we have to save it somewhere so that we can show that dynamic data here on the home screen. So let's first cover that image thing. We have still some time left with us. We can do that quickly. So what I'll do, I'll Google image picker expo. So we have, so in the expo has this image picker component. This image picker component is not in React Native, so we have to use expo for that, because the React Native itself doesn't provide much of the components. Okay, expo has more components. That's the advantage of expo. So we have to install it. Okay, so I'll copy this. I'll kill my development server. I will install it. And one more thing that we will need, maybe not today or tomorrow we will need. We'll see how much time we have left. That is async storage. So in order to save something in our device, okay, if you want to save something on device itself, okay, we can use async storage. So basically you can think of this async storage as a local storage. In web we have local storage, so that in React Native we have async storage. So basically we can use this async storage to store data in device itself. We have to install this as well. Okay, let's copy this, Control C, install it. Again, let's start the development server. Okay, so first of all, let's learn how to pick images. So it's really straightforward. First of all, we have to import that image picker from expo, and then from this image picker we have to call a method launch image async, and In media types, we can add what all things we have to pick from the gallery. Let's say we want to pick only images, so we will add here images, not all. Right now this example showing that we can upload all the things including videos, pngs, jpgs, but media type we can restrict it to only images. And allow editing so that we can crop it. Aspect ratio, maybe we can keep this 1:1 so that we can have a perfect square. And quality is 1. So if you want to reduce the quality, we can give any value between 0 to 1. And if mm, if result is not cancelled, that let's say if user has not cancelled it, user has picked the image, selected the image, and we can update our state. Simple, very straightforward. Okay, so actually I'll copy this function, control C, and I will here paste it here. And in media type option all, let's see what all option we have. Media type option dot, I'm not getting sessions. Oh, I have not imported it, that's why. First of all, we have to import it. Now I should get sessions. Yeah, here you can see all images and videos, 3 options we have. So we'll select images. We want to pick only images. And if we selected the image, we are updating the state. Okay, so let's create a state variable, or I can copy from here only. Control C and Control V. Yeah. Set image, okay. And aspect ratio, we can keep it 1:1. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And now we can create one more button above the save button. So let me duplicate the save button. I'll shift down key and I'll create here. I'll give it a name of, let's say, pick image. Okay, and on press, I will call the function. I can get rid of this and I can call a function that is image. What was the name of function? Pick image. Control C and Control V. Like so. Okay, and once it is done, we can on save contact we can log all the things. Okay, we can console dot log first name, last name, phone number, and image also. Okay. So image, initially it is null, so once we select it, our state will be updated and we will have this image with us. Okay, let's quickly save it and let's see. Reload it. Now I'll click on plus. Let's say if I type anything, I can pick image. So this should open the gallery for me. And I have 2 images. Let's select this boy. And here you can see we can edit it because we have given a allow editing true. So we can edit it and you can see aspect ratios 1:1, right? Okay, and I can crop it. Okay. Let me open my DevTools. Okay, it has also logged all the details related to image. I can click on save contact to again see the logs. So our image is somewhere stored in our device. Okay, here you can see we have this file protocol here. Okay, our image is somewhere stored in stealth. We successfully picked the image. So I think for today's session, we can wrap it here. Tomorrow, what we will cover is we will cover async storage. We will save these details in the device and we will show this in our home screen. So that's the task for tomorrow. Then it will not take much of things. Anyone has any question? And then we can also take doubts tomorrow.
Okay, so here we conclude this session. I would like to thank Mukesh sir for his valuable time and imparting knowledge to the students. I also like to extend our gratitude towards the principal of RAIT, Dr. Mukesh Patel sir, and HOD of IT department, Dr. Ashish Jadhav sir. Thank you, dear participants, for joining us today. You can start making any small app from learnings of the session and keep it updated on the GitHub. We will provide the submission link on 14th. Please complete today's attendance and link will be pasted in the chat box. Until then, keep learning, keep revising and keep coding. Thank you.